Hello, in this video, I'm going to be doing a final book review, final grade book review. And the book we're going to be talking about, y'all, is Believe It by Jamie Kern Lima. Go from underestimated to unstoppable. I'm so excited. First of all, I'm so excited to tell y'all about this book. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and now the day is here. Yay! Okay, y'all. So, Believe It, How to Go from Underestimated to Unstoppable by Jamie Kern Lima. She is the founder of It Cosmetics. She actually went from being a waitress and she became like the first woman CEO of L'Oreal brand. So y'all, make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell so that you know when more broadcasts are posted. Y'all, I told you all I've joined the booktubers, right? Because I read these books, and at first I would just put like a slight overview on Instagram, and I'm like, you know what? I can give the people more. So this is me giving more, right? So like in the beginning, I called this the final grade book review. So final grade is an acronym for the way that I give the grades, right? So I give a grade A, B, C, D. Well, I don't give D's. I just give A, B, C, or F. So I'm going to go acronym by acronym to tell you what they stand for and what the point was, right? So my point system, either 1, they got it, or 0, they did not, right? And the reason why I chose just 1 or 0, because it's easier to calculate what the grade is toward the end. There's 10 points possible for each section. And so each one of them is 1 point apiece, and final grade spells out F for who it's for, I is there any instructions or how-to steps in the book, N is for the narrative, where I give you a bit of the summary of the book. A is there, are there any answers that the book answer for the readers? L, and this seems kind of repetitive, but I wanted to give more clarification. So L stands for lessons. Are there any lessons you can learn from reading this book? G is for growth. Does the book talk about growth? R is for realistic. Is this a realistic, are the ideas, thoughts, or the writing realistic or real for the reader? A is for aspires. Is there any desires listed for that the writer had that the writer was able to overcome? So in other words, were there any victories listed? D is decisions. Did the book challenge the reader in any way? And then the E, the final letter is E. Was the book easy to navigate? So y'all, let's get deeper into it. Okay, so the first letter was F4. The book is for women who may feel lost, may feel abandoned, moms, women who just need some type of inspiration or motivation to do whatever goal that they're trying to achieve. women who may be insecure in areas, such as they may be insecure about their image, about the decisions, about their future, and maybe insecure about wanting success and their view on what success really looks like. So for that letter, I gave them a 1. So yes, it was spot on. Because I was able to pull out that information, so they received a 1. So that moves on to I. Was this book a how-to book? I gave it a 0 because it really wasn't a how-to book. Basically, and I'm going to get to the narrative because it was a really good narrative. So I gave it, and the narrative is 1. So the narrative is, so basically, like I said, the Jamie Kern Lima, she started off as a waitress. She became a billionaire, the first woman CEO of L'Oreal brand cosmetics, right? She talks about self-doubt, body image, and she even had some doubt concerning God, or God's view on her. In the book, she shares about how her radical faith got her to being successful with cosmetics. She was in one of those TV challenge shows. Although she wasn't the winner, she talks about some of the ups and downs and some of the biggest challenges in her life, and how her belief in her destination got her through. So she shares how she accidentally found out she was adopted. She shares her hurt that she had from her parents' divorce. She shares how she fought to show that beauty comes in all sizes, right? So even though in the lesson part, okay, so in the lessons of faith, the lessons in this book, it also talked about overcoming self-doubt, connection, and to go with your gut. And I like that part, that intuition part, because a lot of times when you're trying to achieve a goal, and it doesn't matter what type of goal it is, you'll have naysayers and people snickering and stuff, telling you what you don't need to hear, telling you not to do it. But she seemed to listen to her inner voice. I'm gonna dare call it the Holy Spirit, guiding her intuition, guiding her, telling her to keep going, and reassuring her that she was on the right path. And she was. And so she was able to change the no's into yeses. She talks about learning to forgive herself because there was some areas that she was angry and she was ashamed. She talked about another lesson. She talked about her a lesson. It's a lesson of stop self-sabotaging in the story. There's a lesson about showing up and voicing your dreams, which is a really good story. There's a lesson about handling rejection. I really like this book because she was able to be vulnerable when she showed about how she handled rejection, and gave a few tidbits of why she did what she did, because sometimes we get rejected and we handle rejection wrong. So that was good. Another lesson she talked about was following her dreams. Now, the book has 18 chapters, and in these 18 chapters, there's 3 categories. The categories are faith, risk, and empowerment. And did I tell you there's a section where she talks about Oprah? So I was like, oh my goodness. Oprah, I like Oprah. Anyway, so Then that brings us to D. D is, so one was, okay, so realistic, she got a 1. Aspires or desires, I gave them 1. Gave the book 1. Decisions, did it challenge the reader? Well, I don't, okay, so reading it, because the book was mostly informational and not instructional, I gave that a 0 in challenging the reader. There are different ways to challenge the reader, and I just believe that although it was a really good book, the book really just inspired a motivation book. It read more like a biography than a how-to book. And I thought the book was going to be how-to because how-to was actually in the thing, in the title, because the book is literally called Believe It, How to Go from Underestimated to Unstoppable. So it's not really a how-to book, it's a motivational book. And it causes the reader to just aspire or develop that desire to want to do those things. She, in this book, she led by example, but I feel like she probably did not want to say in concrete, you should do this, and probably wrote the book the way that way so that the reader could come to their own decisions and maybe challenge themselves. And in the book, you'll see where she actually said something to that nature in the book. So that leads us with E, y'all. E was the book easy to navigate? Right, y'all, I've read a lot of books. Not all books are easy to navigate. The book, yeah, I gave it a 1. Yes, it was really easy to navigate. What I really love about this book is that in each chapter, even though there are 18 chapters, she gave you sneak peeks of the end. Like in the beginning of the chapter, she's going to mention her adoption, but not really go in details about the adoption until how she found out and what happened after that, until later on in the chapter. She gives you sneak peeks about her being on the Home Shopping Network, right? Which is a really wonderful opportunity that everybody doesn't get, right? But she really doesn't give you details about what happened until later on in the chapters. And so I believe it was easy to navigate because she allowed the reader to get excited by giving them a sneak preview of what's to come. Yeah, to keep the reader inspired and interested in the story. So that brings us to our final book review. Great. I gave her, because she got 8 out of 10, this book got a B, y'all. A B. The book received a B for the final grade book review. B. So y'all go out there and get the book, read the book, and tell me your thoughts, your ideas, and post them below, y'all. Make sure you share this broadcast. And if you're not following me, if you're not subscribed to me, you really should be. So subscribe, click the notification bell, and make sure you comment. Listen, I give shout outs to random commenters who comment on information relative to the video, right? And our last commenter was Keisha Fana. She suggested a book that I'm going to look into and add it to our reading list. Yay! Thank you so much for watching us, Keisha, and thank you for commenting. Now, you too could be the next one to get a shout out. Simply comment below relevant information concerning the video. Read the book. Tell me what y'all think about it. Tell me your thoughts, your ideas, what you could have would have liked to hear more about, what you liked, what you disliked. Give me your thoughts. Post them below. Y'all, that is it for our final book review. Until we meet again, y'all know there's more books coming your way. So make sure you subscribe. This is the booktuber part of my channel.